What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. Today on the menu is the smoked chuck roast. I am not a fan of chuck roast unless it is treated like a steak. But I've seen so many people on social media really rave about a smoked chuck roast, so I figured I would try one to see for myself. I am not holding out hope that it's going to be anything like a brisket, but we'll see. Let's go. Here's this beautiful chuck roast. Weighs approximately 3.5 pounds, man. This is a prime chuck roast. I'm not going to do anything else in terms of trimming. Beautiful marbling. It's kind of splitting in there, so I'm thinking I'm going to truss just a little bit to make sure that it stays intact. We're going to treat this very simply. I'm going to go with some cracked black pepper and some Uncle Chris gourmet steak seasoning. Kind of dry, so I'm just going to use a little bit of my Maggi Hugo just to moisten things up a little bit. Some coarse cracked pepper, 16 mesh. That Uncle Chris has got some good black pepper, so I'm not going to go crazy. Definitely want to hit those sides. Fairly thick piece of meat, man. This is almost 2 inches thick. Flip. All right, we're gonna call that good, and we're gonna head outside and get our WSM going. All right, our WSM is at 250. I want it to settle right around 275 for this cook. Our roast has got a nice sweat going, and in the middle of this cook, if I see that this might be rising in the center because of the trussing, I'm just going to cut the truss and let it do what it do. I'm going to come back out here in maybe an hour and a half and to see where we are, if we need the spritz or anything. We've hit that 1.5 hour mark. All right, we're starting to get some nice color, man. Some liquid pooling on top. Well, that back side looks great. We're just gonna do a flip. We're not gonna do anything just yet, man. This is looking great. We're gonna come back and check maybe in another 45 minutes or so, see if we need to start spritzing. I'm thinking this is gonna be ready to wrap maybe at the 3-hour mark, but it looks great. All right, we are at 3 hours and 15 minutes. And folks, I'm here to tell you, I haven't had to spritz this thing because it's just been remaining juicy. But our bark is set, man. We're looking great. All right, right there, that says 171, 173. All right, that's 190, but this is that little fatty corner. I am going to wrap this, and we're gonna do a little butcher paper. So let me get that set up. So the first thing I want to do is just moisten our butcher paper. This is that beef stock I was supposed to spritz with. I'm also going to add a little oil. I'm not sure if we've got enough fat in this chuck roast. I'm going to remove my twine. Back on the pit. So folks, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes wrapped, and I think we're where we need to be. All right, 208, man, that is probing nicely. 209. We're gonna pull this and we're going to let this rest for a half hour or so. Not a brisket sized piece of meat, but we're gonna give her some rest. Man, she feels nice and flexible. All right, it's been almost an hour of resting, man. And we're getting ready to find out what we've got going on here. Look, see. That looks pretty good right there. Wow. Oh, this is so tender. This is pretty, that is pretty tender, man. Seasoned nicely. Wow, that is pretty cool. I'm not gonna slice this entire thing. I'm telling you that Uncle Chris gets it done every time. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, another simple cook. I am pleasantly surprised. That chuck roast was pretty tender, man. Not quite brisket tasted. It's got its own flavor profile, but it's something that I can absolutely do again. I want to thank you guys and gals for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe as usual. We appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video coming soon. In the meantime, Mom and I want you guys to take care of yourselves. Look out for each other, and we'll see you when we see you. Holla!